So BYD, they bought a Cybertruck in the United States. Then they shipped it all the way to China. Now it's at their factory. Why did BYD do this? I mean, there is definitely a reason for them doing this. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. If you want to support the channel, you can by becoming a member. I'll put a link in the description. BYD. They, well, as of a few months ago, weren't really in the pickup truck market at all, were they? And even now, to be honest, they're not really they're a very, very small player in the pickup truck market. Only a really small number of BYD Sharks so far have been sold to customers, but BYD, they are in every segment, aren't they? They've got, what, 40-something models? I kid you not, it's 40-something. And BYD know the most lucrative market is SUVs, large SUVs, pickup trucks. That's where the big money is. That's where you can really make a lot of money. And believe it or not, even though BYD doesn't plan yet on selling pickup trucks in America, not yet anyway, it does plan on selling them in some of the biggest pickup truck markets that exist outside of America, which are places like Brazil, Mexico, Australia, Thailand. In those places, pickup trucks are the most popular vehicles that you can buy. So it would make sense that BYD would buy a Cybertruck. Now, BYD said recently, well, it said about a year ago, that the Shark there'd be an electric only version. Now, maybe there's a misquoting and we didn't get the picture, but then they decided no, only plug-in hybrid. And BYD even said, there's reasons for that. It doesn't make sense to make an electric pickup truck at all, as in a fully electric pickup truck right now. But I've been saying for a few years now that would change very soon because BYD was obviously going to have a new battery, a new version of their battery, which they now do. And the energy density of their new battery is way higher than the existing Blade battery. It's estimated the existing Blade battery has an energy density of around 150 watt hours per kilogram. Some sources say 160, some say 150. Either way, not particularly high energy density, is it? But their new Blade battery, there'll be two options. One of them will have the ability to charge in BYD claims, or at least sources from BYD claim, around 7.5 minutes. Crazy. But also there'll be a different version of that same battery, which will have an energy density of 210 watt hours per kilogram, meaning going from 150 to 210 is a huge increase in energy density and would enable BYD to potentially build, or definitely to build, a fully electric pickup truck. So I think it makes sense that BYD bought a Tesla Cybertruck, shipped it all the way to China, and are disassembling it. You know, this reminds me of a story. I think it was back in 2011, 2010, when BYD was just a small car manufacturer, when Elon Musk quite rightly said their cars were shit, because they were. They're not anymore, but they were then. Back then, the founder, Wang Shanfu, he actually went and bought a Mercedes S-Class. Now, the company didn't have a lot of money back then. You can imagine a small operation. He buys a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, drives it back to the BYD headquarters where all the engineers are, and he says, guys, what do you think? And they're all walking around going, oh, very, very nice, boss. Yeah, I love this. Beautiful car. Very, very nice. And he says to them, take it apart piece by piece. Strip the whole thing down, bit by bit. And the engineers looked at him and said, well, are you crazy? This is a Mercedes-Benz S-Class. That's sacrilege. You don't do that to an S-Class. So he pulled out his keys and he scratched every panel of the car. Then he said, will you do it now? BYD clearly they're doing the smart thing, buying other vehicles and disassembling them, taking them apart piece by piece to see what they can do. Similarly, can they do things better? Can they do things, take on new technologies they don't already have? Is 48 volt, is that a good option for the new BYD Shark electric pickup truck, which I believe is going to be coming for sure. It's just a matter of time. So clearly that was the key reason. And interestingly, BYD are not the only company to have done this with a Cybertruck. In fact, BMW did this, tried to hide it, tried to make it all secret, but they did this. They actually imported one to Germany and took it on a flatbed truck, and they put plastic on it to try and hide it. But anyway, the media found out. And Many companies have also bought other cars. I mean, you know, Hyundai in America, they obviously did purchase a Model Y and a Model 3 and a Model S. And this just makes sense. It's logical to actually break down your competitors' products to try and reinvent them, or find out if there's anything you can take from them and put in your car. So there's a 40-second video shared on social media showing the electric pickup truck being inspected by BYD's employees. The BYD employees could be seen inspecting the Cybertruck's exterior and interior before driving it into a BYD factory. The tailgate was being inspected. They were just looking at everything, and they're going to strip this thing down like Sandy Munro does, right? Based on the video, the Cybertruck that BYD has acquired is a Foundation Series vehicle, and, you know, that's interesting. I mean, BYD could have bought a cheaper version, but they bought the Foundation Series version. So clearly BYD are going to benchmark the Cybertruck versus the Shark. And the BYD Shark, it's a pretty good first effort for a pickup truck. But guys, remember, the Shark is it's quite a lot smaller than a Cybertruck, but it's actually around about the same weight. So yeah, that's one thing BYD are going to look at. How can they reduce the weight of the Shark? The Shark is actually a very heavy vehicle. It's about 2,850 kilograms. You know, that's about 6,000 pounds for a vehicle the size of a Ford Ranger. It's a little bit bigger than a Ford Ranger. It's about 5% bigger. And the Shark's a great vehicle, but certainly it can get better. So I think this is a really good move from BYD. What are your thoughts? Let me know what you think in the comments. Guys, I find this kind of geeky stuff really quite interesting. If you don't like geeky stuff like me, like turning circle radiuses and the technology companies are using now to completely change cars. In other words, making a really big car drive like a really small car, then, tune out. But if you do, stick with me. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Guys, I think this is the smallest turning radius of any large vehicle in the world. I can't find anything with a smaller turning radius. I've done a Google searching for several hours. If you can, I absolutely would love to know what it is, because I don't know of it. And as you guys know, I'm obsessed with cars. I do think I know probably more models of car than 99.9% of the other human beings on this planet. Not that that's really saying anything. But anyhow, the point is here, guys, this technology is quite remarkable. And I've initially thought, the only way to achieve this feat, to make a really big car drive like a really small car, which none of them really do. You got these supercar manufacturers saying they have rear wheel steering and stuff like that. It shortens the turning circle a little bit, but it's not a huge difference. I really thought the only way to do this was to do what Tesla did with the Cybertruck, by actually having drive-by-wire steering. And the Cybertruck's the only vehicle in the world with that technology. Other manufacturers have been trying to get that to work for a long time. They have not succeeded.